Welcome to the HEAR Data Center tutorial on how to use the data level search. To access the HEAR Data Center, you will use the following link: heardatacenter.mssm.edu. This will take you to the main web page where you will be able to navigate to the data level search by clicking this link. If you are not logged in, you will be prompted to do so before accessing the HEAR data repository by clicking here. If you do not have an account, click on Register as a new user. Thoroughly read the HEAR Data Use Guide, and if you agree to abide by the terms listed, scroll to the bottom of the page to check the box to acknowledge you have read and agreed to the terms. Complete the registration form on the following page, making sure the fields with the asterisk are filled: first and last name, your email, making sure not to use any personal accounts such as Gmail or Yahoo, your institution, creating a password, and including 2 to 3 sentences describing the interest in using the account in the text box at the bottom. Please also complete the reCAPTCHA. Once you've completed all the necessary things on this form, click on the bottom button at the registration form to request an account. You will be notified by email when your request is approved, and you can access the account with the email and password combination provided in the registration form. Once logged in, confirm and verify your account name at the top. Then click on the link to Data Level Search. It should navigate to the HEAR Harmonized Data Portal. Scroll to find Data Search and Retrieval options, and then select Search Data and Request Dataset. This should redirect to a page displaying 4 primary facets for filtering data. The first, Studies and Data Acquisitions. This is a list of all the studies available in a repository. You may use this to browse or filter data according to individual studies. The second, Object Collections and Roles. This filter further subdivides studies into things such as biosamples, for example, urine or blood, for adults and children, as well as for collection instruments such as the Mullen test or even the Vineland test. The third, Entities and Attributes. Here you'll find studies organized by phenotypes, demographics, and other health assessments. And lastly, time periods. Here, the studies will be able to be found and organized by time periods such as birth, childhood, adolescence, and even adulthood. These filters allow you to customize your dataset by selecting specific studies or data attributes to narrow down your search. Above each filter, you'll also find a visual aid representing the distributions found within each corresponding facet. Now that we've covered the basics, we'll use the data level search tools to generate and download a dataset. For this example, suppose you want to pull data from 2 studies that collected phthalate exposure data during childhood, and you've identified studies 2016-1407, Pediatric Inner City Environmental Exposures at School and Home and Asthma Study, and 2018-2532, Environmental Toxins in Early Life, Shaping Health and Disease in Childhood, as meeting these criteria. Since we are interested in specific studies, begin by navigating to the Studies and Data Acquisition filter. Select the desired studies by checking the box beside them. This will ensure you download all the data files associated with each individual study. Alternatively, you may click on the plus sign beside each study to select individual data files to download according to your research interests. You may also expand the list to make sure all demographic variables, additional exposure variables, and lab data is selected. Please note the PD Demo Health file is where you'll find demographic variables, and the lab phthalates or lab PHTH file is where you'll find your phthalate exposure information. Once you've selected your desired files for both studies, scroll up to click on Dataset Generation at the top of the page. This will trigger a new window. Select Alignment of Multiple Values per row. This is where you'll be asked to confirm your data alignment preferences. In this example, we will leave the default settings, clicking Confirm. This will redirect you to the current Working Files folder, where all your downloads will appear. Scroll to the bottom to find your most recent download. Once completed, the download will consist of 3 files. The first, the object alignment, or dataset file, which contains the pooled data from the 2 studies. The second, the codebook alignment file. This file provides consistent codes for each categorical variable across the HHEAR repository. And the third will be the DOI alignment file, which contains the digital object identifiers for each of the datasets. To download each, simply click on the button to download the data.